Hello, and welcome back to Punctual Politics. I'm Dawson Iasillo, Senior Opinion Editor.
And I'm opinion writer Jackson Hatcher.
And I'm Senior News Editor Natalie Hill. Jumping straight into this episode's topic, on March 5th, Trump fired Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem, and she was the first cabinet member to leave her post during Trump's second term. Republican Senator Mark Wayne Mullen of Oklahoma was tapped to replace her, and that went into effect March 31st, so as we're recording, that was yesterday. An administration official said that this was due to leadership failures, mismanagement of staff, feuds with other agency heads, and involvement in a $220 million ad campaign, and then obviously allegations of infidelity. This same official told NBC, and this is a direct quote, so I'll kind of read it off of here, "Kristi's drama sadly overshadowed and distracted from the administration's extremely popular immigration agenda, which will continue full force." Now, this isn't the end of the line for Noem. She's been moved to a new role, and she's serving as a special envoy for the Shield of Americas, which we'll get into a little bit later. But the Shield of Americas is described as a multinational military cooperation initiative. It's designed to coordinate military and security efforts among the participating nations, which are mostly South and Central American countries, and then obviously the U.S. And its aim is to combat transnational criminal organizations, particularly drug cartels. So my first question to you guys, going back to this initial removal of Noem, is do you think it was warranted? And then further, do you think it was done for the right reasons?
I don't think Noem should have been hired in the first place.
Right.
She has there is nothing on her resume that screams Department of Homeland Security.
Right, yeah.
I mean, in fact, she shot her own dog. Now, I don't want someone who shoots their own pet to be in charge of Homeland Security. I don't know about you, but that doesn't seem like the most ethical and moral person, in my opinion.
I mean,
which also, extremely popular immigration policies.
Yeah, I mean...
That's why 8 million people protested on Saturday, right?
I think it was definitely warranted. I would have said it was warranted like a month into his first term. Yeah. She is someone who I just don't think one has the grasp on the job. Like I don't think she fully understands what her goal or what the goal of the Department of Homeland Security is or should be. But to answer the second part of that question, for the right reasons, absolutely not. If it was for the right reasons, they would have. She would have been
because she has deported people illegally.
Yeah, I mean, she would. If it was for the right reasons, she would have been fired when Alex Preddy was shot, or when Renee Good was shot, or when Kilmar Abrego Garcia was sent to, a prison in El Salvador. I think it's pretty clear that it was a branding issue. The same way that a cast member is fired from a TV show because they said something controversial. Kristi Noem just proved to be too controversial, even for MAGA, so they dropped her. It wasn't, a policy decision. It wasn't this is how we're going in a different direction. You can't do it anymore because you're just not the right person for the job. It's like you've become a liability to our brand, and we need to cut you loose.
But at the same time, and sorry, Natalie, if you have another question about this, but at the same time, it just goes to show how deep Trump's loyalty goes. Kristi Noem is still loyal to Trump, so even though she didn't fit the branding model, Trump still made some sort of makeshift role for her to make sure that she felt...
Gave her an unplugged controller.
Yep, exactly.
I mean, that's the other thing. If it was truly about her, controversies, why would they give her a job?
Yeah.
Right.
And Kristi Noem has stated on several occasions that Trump knew very well about this $220 million ad campaign that she's done.
Yeah.
She said that he's known from day one that he was very aware of this ad campaign. Mm-hmm. So,
that's all I have to say, I guess.
Yeah. That kind of touched on the question I was going to ask about just, do you think this is more of a public perception thing? So if you don't have any more to say on that, we can go to the next one.
Absolutely. I think it's no secret that the MAGA agenda is catered towards straight, white, old men Christian, if possible. Of course, they have their token to make themselves look better, but like it Kristi Noem does not fit the narrative that Trump is wanting to portray.
Yeah, well, I think Kristi Noem was an asset to the Trump administration when they could plausibly at least say that they're winning on immigration. They could point to the poll numbers and say like, hey, 51% of people think we're doing a great job on immigration, so Kristi Noem must be doing a good job. But the second that flipped, with after Renee Good was killed under her watch, and after she lied about Kristi Noem and Alex Preddy being domestic terrorists, public perception on ICE, on DHS, and Trump's handling of immigration almost like immediately flipped. And that's when they were like, oh, we're losing the narrative. People are tuning out. We have to do something in order to say, hey, guys, we're changing course. But, that's you're not going to do that by cutting off one stooge and replacing them with another stooge, right? Because the people that were making all the decisions about how DHS was running, that wasn't Kristi Noem, right? No one who's deciding, no one who's running any of the departments, I would say, really are in charge right now. It's mostly Trump's like inner circle, him, his whims, and then people like
Stephen Miller.
So if Stephen Miller's not gone, then don't buy it when they tell you that they're changing course. They're just changing optics.
Yep.
Yeah. So that goes right into my next question. I think I can guess what you're going to say, but Markwayne Mullin obviously officially started yesterday as we're recording. Do you think we're going to see any major changes within DHS?
If you can believe it, I think DHS might seem even worse under him.
Yeah.
Because look,
Markwayne Mullin is not even popular in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
And that is the most ruby red state there could possibly be.
I'm no fan of Kristi Noem. I'm not going to say that she was running the department well. She clearly wasn't. I'm not even going to say she was a good person, right? But she was way more level-headed than this dude, right?
And that's saying something.
That's saying this is the same person who
shot her dog.
Yeah, who shot her dog. And seconds after her department was responsible for the death of an American, immediately claimed he was a domestic terrorist with no proof.
Yep.
She's better than this guy. If you haven't heard about this, Markwayne Mullin wanted to like start a physical like brawl with a witness on the floor of the Senate.
Yep.
And Bernie Sanders had to get up there and say like, "Oh, you're a United States senator. You cannot, you can't be acting like this."
We
Markwayne
really
Mullin
dropped the ball with Bernie.
Yeah.
DNC really dropped the ball with
Yeah,
Bernie.
we
anyways.
But Markwayne Mullin is like ridiculous.
Yeah.
He's an embarrassing guy. You should have been embarrassed. Oklahoma should have been embarrassed, like just having him as their senator.
Yeah.
And now we should all be embarrassed that he's running U.S. department.
Yeah.
It's just embarrassing.
Jackson, you just take the words right out my mouth.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing.
I mean,
he's a weird guy.
Yeah. He also in his confirmation trial, he was like trying to claim that dueling in the Senate, like with guns, was still legal. Like I'm trying to remember the details of what this guy was saying, but it was like so
Are
bonkers.
we kidding?
Yeah, I mean,
let's not duel. Let's
is
not
why
duel on the Senate floor.
This is why I'm certain that like there's no way that anyone could like seriously come out here and say that this was a move to to actually make some substantive change, because this guy is a stooge through and through.
Yeah.
He's also no security experience,
Right.
much like Noem. His previous experience.
Again, the only thing on your resume that makes you qualified for the Trump administration is to like Trump.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, this guy's not gonna signal any actual change for DHS.
Yeah. So my last question for you guys. Trump launched this Shield of the Americas initiative and placed Noem in charge. I guess just like, what are your general thoughts? Do you think it's a valid like strategy or more of an optics
I think it's a
thing?
fake role that he made up to make Kristi Noem happy. Like almost like giving when a toddler's throwing a tantrum, giving them a new toy. It's like same type of vibe.
I mean, well, I will say that I don't think it's like a fake role. I mean, this Shield of America's thing is like, I'm not gonna talk about whether or not I think it's a good idea, but it is a tangible thing.
Yeah.
That's like actually like doing like these are actual partnerships. I think we partnered.
I guess less fake and more made up.
Yeah, I mean, I think
Trump just kind of made this up.
Yeah, I mean, like we had a operation with like Ecuador to like go after some drug cartel in Ecuador, and like, look, if Ecuador's down and we're down to do that, fine, I guess.
All right.
But also, again, why Kristi Noem? We have to ask ourselves this: what does Kristi Noem know about any of this? Nothing.
And even further than that, what does Mark Wayne Mullen know about DHS?
Yeah, I mean, hey, but here's the thing, I am not. I will give credit where credit's due. I do think the Shield of America's thing isn't a terrible idea, but you are crippling it on the world stage by putting
Kristi Noem.
Dog Killer
Noem
on in charge, right?
Yep.
Or like what's the role? Special envoy or?
I have it written down. Yes, special envoy.
What does that even mean? Is my question.
Beats me, Jackson.
I mean, I'm assuming it means do nothing, get a paycheck.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, and I think it's the clearest indication so far giving her this job that they don't care.
For sure.
They don't care about any of her. They don't care that she was, had this, major like adultery, controversy. They don't care that she, is, sort of responsible for the death of several Americans. They don't care that she spent, hundreds of millions of dollars on an ad campaign or her stupid costumes or however much they spent on that horse. They don't care about any of that.
No.
If they did, she would be out.
Yep.
She would be cooked. I was really looking forward to her career just being done and her having to do just like...
Don't hold your breath.
Yeah, don't hold your breath.
Don't hold your breath.
This is why I just don't like trust that any substantive change could be made internally with the Trump administration, because
it's really not going to have a lasting impact.
They're never going to admit that they did anything wrong. They're just going to try and scapegoat someone else and then
for sure.
Try and hide them.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Thank you for tuning into Punctual Politics. Just a reminder that the views expressed on this podcast do not represent the views of the Daily Nebraskan as a whole.
Make sure to follow us on our socials as well as our YouTube channel and check in every week for Punctual Politics. We release new episodes every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday.